When the Boeing 787 was first unveiled, it captivated the aviation world as a marvel of modern engineering. The aircraft quickly became a global symbol of ambition and technological aspiration, embodying the collective dream of a new era in air travel. Dubbed the Dreamliner, it was seen not just as a commercial product, but as a visionary leap forward. An aircraft designed to transcend the known limits of aerospace capability. Engineers, airlines, and passengers alike viewed it as a beacon of innovation and a definitive turning point in how the world would fly. Yet, in the years following its launch, this once promising marvel has steadily transformed from a dream into something much darker. A prolonged and troubling reality of technical faults, manufacturing flaws, and waning public confidence. The Boeing 787 was introduced with lofty promises of redefining long-haul air travel. From the outset, it offered a level of passenger comfort that was previously unheard of in commercial aviation. Its advanced cabin pressurization system, maintaining a cabin altitude of just 6,000 feet, aimed to reduce passenger fatigue and alleviate headaches. Higher cabin humidity levels were introduced to minimize the dry eyes and skin commonly experienced on traditional flights. Its windows, approximately 30% larger than those on other jets, included electronic technology that allowed passengers to control light exposure without relying on traditional mechanical window shades. These features, combined with its quieter engines and smoother ride, set new standards for passenger well-being. And from a design standpoint, its advanced aerodynamics, quieter cabin, and state-of-the-art composite materials were not merely enhancements. They were a bold reinvention of what commercial aviation could be. Most significantly, the Boeing 787 was the world's first commercial aircraft built predominantly from carbon fiber, reinforced polymer composites instead of aluminum. These materials are lighter, stronger, and far more resistant to corrosion, contributing to greater fuel efficiency and reduced environmental impact. The aircraft was marketed as a paradigm shift in sustainability and performance, one that would usher in a cleaner, quieter, and more efficient future of flight. However, reality soon diverged from that bright vision. The Dreamliner's technical problems began to emerge shortly after its entry into service. In 2013, the entire global 787 fleet was grounded due to a series of lithium-ion battery fires. The severity of the announced that issue forced Boeing and aviation regulators worldwide to reevaluate the safety protocols for this new type of battery. The incident was a major blow to Boeing's credibility and marked the first of many public setbacks. Since 2020, delivery of the 787 has been repeatedly halted due to persistent production flaws, including misaligned fuselage sections and improper shimming between key structural components. These weren't isolated incidents. Rather, they pointed to deeper systemic issues within Boeing's manufacturing and quality assurance processes. The company was even forced to establish hidden shadow factories, off-site repair facilities that worked discreetly to correct issues in over 120 undelivered Dreamliners. In March 2025, these concerns reached a new high when the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) issued an airworthiness directive regarding the aircraft's forward pressure bulkhead, a critical component responsible for maintaining cabin pressure at cruising altitude. Investigators found signs of improperly installed fasteners, incorrect gap tolerances, and assembly practices that deviated from standard specifications. While Boeing argued that the issues did not pose an immediate threat to passenger safety, the FAA warned that over time, these flaws could lead to fatigue cracks, corrosion, and even catastrophic structural failure. Even more troubling was the emergence of new risks beyond the physical structure. Earlier in the year, the FAA disclosed a dangerous software issue within the 787's VHF radio communication systems. The flaw allowed the radios to switch from active to standby frequencies without pilot input, potentially leading to a complete loss of communication between flight crews and air traffic control. Despite software patches issued by Boeing, major customers like Qatar Airways reported that the issues remained unresolved. For many observers, this revelation didn't just represent another technical hiccup, it signaled a deeper erosion of quality oversight and systemic accountability. The situation reflects a broader, more existential crisis within Boeing itself. Many critics trace these issues back to the company's leadership restructuring in the 1990s, when executive decision-making began shifting away from engineering-driven values to profit-driven strategies. As Wall Street executives increasingly replaced aerospace professionals in senior roles, a perceived prioritization of shareholder returns over safety and quality emerged. This fundamental cultural change within the company is now being scrutinized by regulators, airlines, and the public alike. The cumulative effect of these issues has been devastating for Boeing. Trust, a cornerstone of its relationship with customers and the flying public, has been seriously damaged. Airlines, once loyal to the U.S. manufacturer, are increasingly reconsidering their long-term fleet strategies. Constant repairs, regulatory compliance burdens, and unpredictable delivery timelines have driven some operators to seek alternatives. Airbus's A350, a direct competitor to the Dreamliner, has steadily gained market share due to its reliability and consistent performance. Industry analysts note that this shift in preference could accelerate unless Boeing takes drastic action. Internally, Boeing faces the challenge of re-engineering not just its planes, but its very corporate ethos. The recent announcement of CEO Dave Calhoun's planned departure is seen as an acknowledgement of the need for leadership renewal. But changing faces at the top won't be enough. Boeing needs a comprehensive overhaul of its production processes, supply chain governance, and most importantly, its quality assurance systems. The company must prove, through measurable action, that safety, reliability, and engineering excellence are no longer negotiable. The Dreamliner, once hailed as a flagship of the skies, now risks becoming a cautionary tale in business schools and boardrooms. Its story encapsulates how the pursuit of innovation, if not anchored in integrity and execution, can spiral into a legacy of missed opportunities and operational missteps. As the aviation industry moves forward, the expectations are higher and tolerance for error is lower than ever. With razor-thin margins and heightened regulatory scrutiny, manufacturers can no longer afford shortcuts. If Boeing cannot regain the confidence of regulators, airlines, and passengers, the consequences may stretch far beyond the Dreamliner itself. The company risks ceding long-term leadership in the aerospace industry to rivals who have been more consistent in quality and transparent in operations. The fate of the 787 may ultimately come to symbolize a turning point, not just for Boeing, but for the entire U.S. aviation sector. A sobering reminder that reputation, once compromised, is incredibly difficult to reclaim. The road ahead for Boeing will require not just technical corrections, but a reinvestment in the foundational values that once made it a global icon in aviation. Without this, the Dreamliner will be remembered not for its dreams, but for the realities it failed to meet.